What I thought we could start with today, because it was so fucking hot outside yesterday, I had to break down and turn on my air conditioning because here it was like 96. It might have been even hotter where you are. And one way that we can deal with that, besides turning on our air conditioning, is using a pranayama or breathing technique called Sitali breath. So the way you do it is you curl your tongue like that. If you can't curl your tongue, you take the tip of your tongue to the back of your teeth as though you're saying the letter T, but you just hold it there. So it's like that. And as you breathe in through your mouth so that the air is cooled by the wetness of your tongue as it goes into your body, and you breathe out your nose. So let's do a few rounds of that. So either curl your tongue or make the T, hold it, breathe in through your mouth, close your mouth, exhale nose. Again, inhale through your mouth, close mouth, exhale nose. One more time, tongue, inhale mouth, close mouth, exhale nose. And then just maybe close your eyes and go back to normal breathing for a couple rounds. And then we're going to do 3 more rounds of Sitali breath. So curl the tongue or take it to the back of your teeth. Inhale through your mouth. Exhale through your nose. And do 2 more at your own pace. Take a couple more breaths normally so you can close your mouth. And really notice the difference in the temperature of the air from how you're breathing through your nose and how you just breathed through your mouth. So that's just a really good breathing technique to do if you feel overheated or if you're starting to get like angry or upset, as long as you're not like doing it in front of other people that are going to make fun of you and make you more pissed off than you already are. So let's, in that more relaxed and calm state, do some yoga. So let's start in child's pose. So take your knees as wide as your mat. And it's just you and me, Liza, so I'm just going to talk to you directly. Untuck your toes, hips to heels, forehead down, arms reach forward. So in your child's pose, also called devotional pose or bhaktasana, if you want, take 3 of those Sitali breaths in through your mouth, out through your nose. Or just take 3 normal breaths, whatever feels more comfortable to you. Then slowly lift yourself up to tabletop pose. So hands under shoulders, stack your knees back under your hips. You can untuck your toes or tuck your toes whenever you feel like. And then just move your hips around in a way that feels good. So whenever you do this, you can always make fists with your hands if your wrists are hurting a little bit or a little more sensitive. And always make sure to bend your elbows a little bit. And then switch directions of your circles. And then come back to neutral table pose. Inhale, drop your belly down, lift your tail and your gaze, cow pose. Exhale, arch your spine, tuck your tailbone, look to your belly, cat pose. Again, inhale, drop belly down, cow. Exhale, arch your spine, tuck your tailbone, cat. We're gonna do 3 more. So inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, drop down for cow. Exhale, arch up for cats. And 1 more round. Inhale, nice arch down. Exhale, nice arch up. Then push your hips back to your heels, walk your hands forward, look towards your thumbs, so keep your hands where they are. Inhale, shift forward, hips lower towards the mat, lift your heart and lift your head. Exhale, push back almost all the way to child's pose. So keep looking towards your thumbs, keep your hands planted. Inhale, shift forward, hips low, heart comes through. Exhale, push back almost to child's pose. 3 more like that, massaging the spine. Inhale, shift forward. So it's like cobra pose pretty much. Exhale, push back almost child's. And 2 more at your own pace. And if it feels good when you lower the hips down, you can kind of shift a little side to side. I like it because it feels good on my back, but you don't have to. And then same thing, when you push back to child's pose, you can wiggle a little side to side there too. And 1 last round. Okay, then inhale, lift up, keep your hands where they are. You're gonna push more into your knuckles, claw the mat or whatever you're holding on to. Like you've got like gecko hands. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, then push your hips back towards your thighs. Look towards your toes, down dog. So your heels can be as high as they need to be. They are not gonna come to the floor. Like that is not the goal. The goal is a nice neutral spine. So micro bend to your elbows, micro bend to your knees, maybe bend your knees a lot. Try to touch your ribs towards your thighs and then lift your tailbone up to the ceiling. So then you can move around in a way that feels good here, if it feels good at all. Then slowly shift forward, drop your knees back down for table pose. So replant your hands back under shoulders, knees under hips. Then you're gonna inhale, extend your right leg back behind you. You're gonna open the hip, bend the knee. So you're just kind of moving around to open the hip a little. And then just circle through the knee a couple times, both directions. Lower your right knee back down. Shift sides. Inhale, left leg extends, bend the knee, stack the left hip open, and then move around. Couple circles both ways. Then back in your table pose. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the ceiling, open twist. Exhale, lower it down, plant it under your shoulder. Inhale, left arm opens, twist. Exhale, lower. We're gonna do 2 more each side. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, release. 1 more each side. Inhale, right arm lifts. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm lifts. Exhale, lower. Then keep your hips stacked over your knees. Start to walk your hands forward enough to lower your forearms. So if your shoulders feel okay here, you can keep walking your hands forward to get your sternum or your heart as close to the floor as you can. If that's a little too much, just walk your elbows back and drop your head down. So you're in a pretty decent back bend, but it's pretty stable. It should feel like a good stretch in your shoulders, but not too much. Take 3 deep breaths here. Do the Sitali breath if you want. Inhale, mouth, exhale, nose. Fourth inhale, slowly lift back up to table. Exhale, cross your left hand to the outside of your right thigh. So maybe you can inch it towards your calf, but you're basically just going for a little stretch in your spine. Inhale, come back to tabletop pose. Exhale, cross your right arm to the outside of your left leg. So inhale, come back to center. Exhale, cross left over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, right to left. Inhale, center. One more time each side. Exhale, left hand to right thigh or calf. Inhale, center. Exhale, right hand to left thigh or calf. Inhale to center. Then set your hips back, walk your hands forward, keep looking at your thumbs. Inhale, lift up, tuck toes, lift knees. Exhale, down dog. Big inhale in your downward facing dog. Look forward and exhale, tiptoe your feet all the way to the top of your mat. So bend your knees a lot, ribs touch your thighs, head down towards your toes, and then walk your hands over to the right. Keep your knees bent. Walk your hands over to the left. If you want, you can move the insides of your feet, like fan them open and close, whatever feels better. You can also bend one knee more, straighten the other leg. Then reach your left hand to the outside of your right ankle. Bend both knees a little more into your left knee. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the ceiling. So half forward fold twists. Take one more breath in. Reach up to the ceiling a little higher. Look down. Exhale, cross your right hand to the outside of your left ankle. Bend your right knee a little more. Inhale, left arm lifts up. One more breath in. Look down, exhale, folds. Hands to your shins. Inhale, lift your heart, pull your shoulders back. Keep looking down to the floor. Exhale, fold all the way over your legs. 2 more times like that. Hands to shins. Inhale, come up, half lift. Nice long spine. Exhale, folds. One more. Hands to shins. Inhale, heart lifts, tailbone goes back. Exhale to folds. Then inhale, rise to stand, reach all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. Cool. Shake out whatever you need to. Let's do some chair pose because it's my fave. So inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, set your hips back for a chair. So from here, arms can stay up, they can level, they can go to heart, they can go to hips. Basically, as long as you can still see all 10 toes, that's what matters. So if your knees are forward, it's going to put pressure on the fronts of your knees. So you want to shift your weight back towards your heels. Take 2 more breaths here. So incorporate the Sitali breath. Inhale through your mouth. Exhale, nose. One more. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, nose. Inhale, straighten your legs, reach all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, full forward fold. Bend your knees, ribs to thighs. Hands to your shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold all the way down. Fingers to the floor, left foot back, left knee down to the mat. So you want to make sure your right knee is directly on top of or behind your ankle. And then just like we did last week, we're going to shift forward and back gently. So just straightening and flexing through your right knee. Then start to straighten through your right leg. Stack your left hip on top of your left knee. So if you're sitting on your left heel, you've gone too far. Stay up so you're half kneeling essentially. Long through your right leg, unlock through the knee, then ribs towards your right thigh. Relax your hands, shoulders, and head down. Take 2 of those deep breaths here. So curl your tongue, inhale through your mouth. Close your lips, exhale, nose. One more time, inhale through your mouth. Seal lips, exhale, nose. Inhale, bend your right knee, so plant the foot all the way down. Hands to your thigh, to your hips, to your heart. So if you're leaning way back and you feel it in your low back, pull your ribs in and lean a little bit more forward. So you're lifting more up from the middle of your chest up as opposed to crunching down into the low back. And then from here, open arms, clasp elbows behind you. And then close your eyes, think about which forearm is on top. So this is the natural way that you like to do it. And just be like, okay, for me, my left forearm is on top of my right. And then we'll switch it for the other side. So from here, just pull your shoulder blades back together, relax your heads, shoulder heads down away from your ears, and then maybe tick-tock your head side to side. Release your elbows. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, fingers tent either side of your right foot. Keep your left fingers down. Inhale, reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, release it down. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee, step forward, fold over your legs. So walk it out a little bit, move around. Your right leg should feel a little bit more limber than your left right now. It will feel even more limber soon. Hands to your shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, folds. Inhale, rise to stand. Reach all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, extend arms. Exhale, bend knees, hips go back, chair pose. So same thing, if you feel like you're arching way back, pull your ribs in and reach your tailbone towards the back edge of the mat. Make sure you can see all 10 toes. We're gonna take 2 Sitali breaths here. So curl your tongue, inhale mouth. Close mouth, exhale nose. One more time, inhale mouth. Close mouth, exhale nose. Inhale, straighten, lengthen all the way up. Exhale, dive forward, ribs to thighs. Hands to shins, inhale, come up halfway, lengthen your spine, pull your shoulders and your tailbone back. Exhale, fold down, fingers down, right foot back, right knee down. So the same thing as the other side, left knee on top of or a little bit behind your left ankle, and then just start to shift forward and back, bending and straightening your left leg. And then I don't know if you remember from last week, but my left side is way tighter than my right side, so I might take an extra breath here. So then when you're ready, you're gonna straighten your left leg, pick up your toes, right hip over right knee. So micro bend into your left leg, ribs towards your thigh, fingers or hands down, shoulders relax, head relax. 2 Sitali breaths. Inhale mouth. Exhale nose. One more. Inhale mouth. Exhale nose. Inhale, left knee bends, so sink into your hips, root through your legs, slowly rise up, hands to your thighs. And then same thing, notice if you're arching way back or if you're tucking your low ribs in, so you're just protecting your low back. And then you're gonna cross your arms behind you the other way. So close your eyes, remember which forearm was on top the first time, and then switch it. So last time my left forearm was on top, so now my right forearm is on top. Same thing as the other side, relax your shoulders down. Gently pull your shoulder heads back behind you, so you're just gently opening, and then you can gently roll your ears towards each shoulder. Next, inhale, release your arms, reach both arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, tent your fingers either side of your left foot, keep your right fingers down. Inhale, left arm opens to the ceiling. Exhale, release it. Right toes tuck, lift your right knee, step forward, fold over your legs. So walk it out, move around, do what feels good. Hopefully your legs feel a little bit more even now. Gently walk your hands over to the left, then walk them over to the right. One more time each side. Go to the left. Go to the right. Walk back to center, hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Nice long spine. Try not to round forward with your shoulders. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, rise to stand. Reach all the way to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. Cool. So now we're just going to do a more challenging version of that. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, knees bend, butt reaches back. Check out all 10 of your toes. Wiggle them at yourself. Breathe in through your mouth. Exhale, nose. Maybe sink a little bit deeper. One more time. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, nose. Inhale, straighten. Reach all the way up to stance. Exhale, soft bend to knees. Fold over your legs. Hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold, fingers down. Left foot steps back, but you're going to make sure that you can put your left heel down. So your feet can be as close together this way as they need to be, but they need to be far enough apart this way, like widthwise, that you're not going to fall over. So bend your right knee over your ankle, push into both feet evenly, and slowly rise up to stand. So we did this last week, warrior one. Should feel at least a little bit of stretch in the front of your left calf, left hip flexor. Pull your left hip forward a little bit more, relax your shoulders, wiggle around. Then you're going to clasp your hands the normal way behind you. Inhale, straighten your right leg, so just don't lock that knee out. If you're locking it out, all the weight's in that knee. It's not going to thank you when you're 65 years old. Then pull back with your right hip slightly. Exhale, hinge it forward. You're going to come halfway down. So you're leading with your middle ribs. Look down towards your right big toe. Take 2 Sitali breaths. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, nose. One more. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, nose. Push into your feet. Inhale, slowly rise to stand. Release your elbows. Take your left hand to the outside of your right hip. So you're in this weird like crossover twist. Exhale, slide your left hand down the outside of your right leg till you reach your calf. Turn your heart towards the sidewall, and then maybe either keep your right hand on your hip or reach it up to the ceiling. So triangle pose, or revolve triangle rather. So if you want, you can look down at your right big toe again. We're going to take 2 Sitali breaths here. Deep breath in through your mouth and out through your nose. Keep pushing evenly into your feet. Pull back with your right hip. One more. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, nose. Inhale, slowly rise to stand. Unwind, reach both arms up. Exhale, hands to hips. Bend your right knee a little. Step forward, and then shake it out if you need. Okay, same thing, other side. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, knees bend, hips go back. Chair, it's Katasana. Deep breath in through your mouth. Exhale, nose, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, nose. Inhale, straighten, lengthen up to stand. Exhale, fold over your legs. Hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Lengthen your spine. Pull back with your tail. Exhale, fold fingers down. Right foot back. Lower your right heel down so your right toes point to the right edge of your mat, the top right edge. Left knee bends over your left ankle. Your right knee should point in the same direction as your right toes. And then you should square your hips forward, root down through your legs, slowly rise to stand. So again, notice if this side feels different. You're in the same stance, so you're in like train tracks, not on a tightrope. And your feet are as close together this way as is necessary. They can be further apart. As long as your knee's not going like this, that's what matters. So then from here, grab at opposite elbows with the other forearm on top. So the unnatural way. So for me, it's the right. For you, it might be the other one. Relax shoulders down. Pull your shoulder heads back. So it's like somebody's just coming up behind you and gently opening the front of your chest. 2 Sitali breaths. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, nose. 1 more. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, nose. Inhale, straighten your left leg. Pull back with your left hip slightly. Then exhale, hinge forward. So you're leading with your middle ribs, almost touching your left top thigh. Look down towards your left big toe. Take 2 Sitali breaths here. So your legs are doing a lot of work right now. In through the mouth, out through the nose. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your legs as they are. Inhale, slowly rise to stand. Reach both arms up. Exhale, left hand to hip. Right hand crosses to your left thigh. Fold as you trace the outside edge of your left leg. So keep your legs strong. Maybe look down at your left big toe or to the side or up to the ceiling. You might fall over, just get back into it. Maybe your left arm reaches up. 2 Sitali breaths here. In through the mouth. Out through the nose. 1 more. Breath in. Feel the coolness of the air as it goes down your throat. Exhale through the nose. Push into your legs. Inhale, unwind as you rise to stand. Exhale, hands to hips. Bend your knee. Step forward. Shake it out. Okay. So you're going to step wide to your mat. Back with the right foot. Point both toes out, heels in. Once you come into the squat, don't let your knees go past your ankles. So if you come into here, you need to take your feet a little wider. From here, straight legs but unlocked knees. Inhale, open your arms up. This is like star for obvious reasons. Exhale, bend your elbows, bend your knees, squat. So your tailbone is going back behind you. You're like gonna feel like you're doing some booty dance, right? Inhale, straighten legs, reach arms. Do 2 more. Exhale, sink. Inhale, straighten. Maybe look up. Exhale, bend elbows, bend knees. So now you're gonna stay here. If you want, keep your arms where they are or rest your hands on your thighs, but no weight there. You're not like hanging onto it. You're still lifting through your heart, but your hands can be down. 2 Sitali breaths here. In through your mouth. Out through your nose. 1 more, breath in. And breath out. Inhale, straighten your legs. This time, point your toes towards each other. So you're pigeon-toed slightly. Your heels are pointing out slightly. Micro bend through your knees a little bit. Hands to your hips. Pull your elbows towards each other. Your shoulder blades are going to come back together as well. Inhale, lift through your heart. Exhale, hinge inside your legs. So go as far forward as feels comfortable. If you don't like your hands where they are, lower them to the floor or lower them to the outsides of your legs or your ankles. 2 Sitali breaths here. In through your mouth. Out through your nose. 1 more. In through the mouth. Out through the nose. Hands to your hips. You're going to breathe in through your mouth as you slowly rise to stand. Keep your chin tucked slightly. Inhale through your nose. Open your arms. Bend your knees. Hop yourself together. So that you turn to face the front of your mat. I'm going to still face this way so you can see a little bit better. So plant your feet about like hips width apart, which is really where those hip sockets are, not the actual width of your hips, but where the joint is. Hands to your hips, micro bend your knees, weight into your right leg, and then you can kickstand your left toes so your heel is up, your knee is bent and opening out to the side. If you want this to be your tree pose, just hang out here, that's fine. If you want a little more of a balanced challenge, lift your left foot to the inner calf. Or if you're like, I'm super flexible today, lift your foot above your knee to your inner thigh. So wherever you are, it doesn't matter. Left knee is opening out to the side, hips stay level, rooting down through your right foot, and then do whatever you want with your arms. So you can, this is like traditional tree pose. You can bend your elbows. You can do eagle arms like we did last week. You can clasp your arms behind you like we've been doing, or hands to heart, hands to hips. 2 Sitali breaths here, in through your mouth, out through your nose. 1 more, breathe in, and out. Now breathe in through your nose, reach both arms up if you haven't already. Maybe try looking up. If you fall over, that's fine. Exhale, lower everything down, shake out your right foot, and then maybe your left foot, and then maybe your left arm, maybe your right arm, whatever you want. And then we'll do the same thing other side. So plant your feet back to hips width apart, hands to your hips, bend your knees a little. Weight in your left leg, kickstand your right foot. So your right heel's up, your right knee is opening to the side, keep your hips level, stay here, or level 2, lift the foot to the calf, level 3, lift the foot to the inner thigh. So some schools of yoga will say, don't ever put your foot on your knee. Some schools will say, that's totally okay. You should do whatever feels better in your body. So from here, take your arms wherever you feel the most stable. Maybe it's here, maybe it's here, 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 dab, whatever. I can do this all day. Obviously, I do this a lot when I teach. Then 2 Sitali breaths. In through the mouth, out through the nose. 1 more, in mouth, out through the nose. Breathe in through your nose. Inhale, reach up. Maybe look up, maybe fall over. Exhale, plant down, shake out your left foot, then your right foot, shake out right hand, then left hand. Cool. And then you are going to take your feet about hips width apart, turn your toes out slightly so your feet look kind of like this. And then hands to your heart, inhale, lifts, and exhale, squat as low as you can go. So this time it's okay if your knees go past your ankles, go past your toes, because you're going into one of the most natural postures that the human body made, or was made for rather. So from here, if this is uncomfortable, your heels can lift. If your hips higher is more comfortable, stay up here. If you feel like you're rounding way forward, just take your elbows on top of or outside your knees, or even hands to knees, and then you're just going to kind of move around. So I can't see you obviously, so it is your prerogative to do something interesting. Usually when I'm in a class, like personally, I'm a student taking a class, I usually do twists like this because it feels good on my back. Sometimes I fold forward because that feels good on my hips. Sometimes I do a combination of the two. So that's the best part about yoga, is self-discovery. So if you're newer to yoga, that is what you should be focusing on, is discovering aspects about yourself, not looking like an Instagram model, because most of that's Photoshopped anyway, like who cares? All right, I'm gonna face back to the front edge of my mat. So from here, you're gonna push into your feet, inhale, stand up, reach your arms. So almost star pose, but not as wide as before in the wide stance. Exhale, hands to heart, squat low. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, stand up, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart, squat low. And 1 more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squat. So hands come down. Hands plant under your shoulders, weight in your left leg, step your right foot back, lower your right knee down for lizard. So if you want to scoot your left foot forward, that's totally cool. If you want to keep it where it is, that's also cool. As long as your left heel is on the mat, toes are off the mat, that'll protect your knee a little bit more. And then you're going to move around. So open and close your left knee by opening it out to the side and then bringing it back in, but let the inside of your foot move as well with it. And then if you want, you can kind of circle through your hips. Be like, what's up, hips? Especially your left hip. Then bend deeply into your left knee. Keep your right hand down. Take your left hand to your left thigh and turn your heart towards your left knee. So then if you're comfortable here and you're like, this is boring, bend your right knee, reach back for your right foot. And if you can't reach it, just reach for it. So holding here. Less boring, right? Take 2 Sitali breaths. Inhale through your mouth. Exhale, nose. One more. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, nose. Slowly plant your left hand forward. You're going to tuck your right toes, lift your right knee, and then you're going to walk your left hand forward. You're going to shoot your right foot straight forward. So lift your left hand and then transition to seated. Oh, look at that. You're like, what the fuck did she just do? You're going to extend your right leg straight forward. Your left knee is going to be bent. And then you're just going to open the knee so you can take the inside of your left foot to your inner right thigh. So you transition from lizard to Janu Shirshasana. Ooh, fancy. Extend your right leg forward, flex your toes up, micro bend through the knee. Hands either side of your right leg. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hinge forward. So ribs towards your right thigh. Walk your hands as far forward as you want. As long as your shoulders are relaxed and your head is relaxed, that's really what matters. And then you should feel a stretch in the outside and or the back of your right thigh. So take 2 Sitali breaths here. In through the mouth. Out through the nose. One more. Inhale. Exhale, nose. Inhale, slowly rise up to seated. So you're going to bend your right knee. Take the soles of your feet together, knees wide. If you're rounding like this, scoot your feet away from you and lift yourself up. So you want your low back to have the inner curvature. That's a natural curve of your low spine. Hands to your shins or your feet. Inhale, lift. Then exhale, hinge forward. So then wherever you are, just relax your shoulders, relax your head. 2 Sitali breaths here. In through the mouth. Out through the nose. One more. Inhale, mouth. Out through the nose. Okay, inhale, slowly lift up to seated. Take your knees together, pull them into your chest. You're gonna plant your feet down, but open your toes like a little V or 45 degrees. Then you're gonna reach your arms forward, lean back, forward to come to Malasana again. So, oh look, you're in that squat again. So if you need to widen your stance, take your feet about as wide as your mat, wiggle around. Then we're gonna do that same thing on the other side. So hands down, right foot stays where it is. Left foot steps back, left knee down. So same thing, scoot your right foot forward if you want. Right heel on, right toes off the mat. And then open and close your right knee. Let the inside of your foot move as well. Same option, you can stir your hips around. Notice where any of that tightness might be. I feel a lot of tightness right now. And then bend generously into your right knee. Keep your left hand down under your shoulder, right hand to your right thigh. Turn your heart towards your right knee. So you're twisting over to the right. Again, if you're like, this is too boring, Dorje, bend your left knee, reach back for the foot, or even grab the foot. You can take the foot closer to your hip if that feels better. So a lot of stuff happening here. Just make sure that your left elbow is bent slightly and you're not making an earring of your left shoulder. So all that room for your neck. Take 2 Sitali breaths here. In through your mouth. Out through your nose. One more. Inhale, mouth. Exhale, nose. Then gently plant your right hand under your shoulder, release your left foot if you lifted it. Then you're going to tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. You can step it forward a little bit. So this time, your right arm is going to lift up. You're going to take your left foot through your left hand and your right foot to sit down. Interesting. Did we already do this? No, we didn't do it on this side. So your right heel goes to the inner left thigh. Left leg extends straight in front of you. Left toes up to the ceiling. Micro bend to that knee. Fingers frame your left knee. Inhale, lift through your heart. So from your middle ribs up. Then exhale, hinge, ribs reach towards your left thigh. Hands can do whatever. So if you can grab your toes, cool, or your foot or your ankle or your calf or your knee or the floor. It doesn't matter where your arms are as long as your shoulders are relaxed away from your ears and your head is softening down to the floor. So again, 2 Sitali breaths here. Inhale, slowly rise back up to seated. Bend your left knee. We're going to do one more bound angle pose or Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees open wide. Again, sit up nice and tall. So if you're rounding through your low back or you're tucking your tailbone in, scoot your feet away from you. Bend your knees a little, so lift yourself up nice and tall. Inhale, lift up through the top of your head. Exhale, hinge forward. So go as far forward as feels comfortable for your legs, your hips, your inner thighs, your outer thighs, basically whatever you are feeling the stretch in. And take 2 of the Sitali breaths. Inhale, slowly lengthen up. Grab behind or under your knees, bring them together. Lift your feet, and then you're just gonna kind of like paddle side to side, like cha-cha-cha. I don't know, whatever you want. You can skip this. I'm just making shit up. And then you're gonna swing yourself forward so you come to your belly. Do you like all my like childish transitions here? So come up to your forearms, sway side to side. So from here, bend your right knee, grab that foot with the same hand, and then gently pull your right heel towards your right hip. So you should feel at least a little bit of a stretch in your right quad. It shouldn't be too intense here. And then maybe a gentle opening in your right shoulder or a little bit of a releasing in your low back. So take 2 Sitali breaths here, in through mouth, out through nose. Let go of that right foot, plant it down, pick up the left foot, reach back for it, gently pull the heel towards your left hip. Same thing, 2 Sitali breaths here. Let go of your left foot, plant both elbows back down. Then release your heart down, reach your arms back behind you, palms face towards the floor, tuck your chin a little bit. Maybe touch your big toes together. Inhale, lift your head, heart, arms, and or legs. So anything can lift up that feels comfortable. Whatever doesn't feel comfortable, just don't lift it. Exhale, release back down. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift to locust. Exhale, lower. And 1 more time. Inhale, locust lifts. Exhale, hands under shoulders. Inhale, push yourself up to table. So we're gonna do a couple twists just like we started class with. Inhale, right arm opens. Exhale, release. Inhale, left arm opens. Exhale, release. 1 more time each side. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, lower. Then you're going to tuck your toes and come up to kneeling. So if this is uncomfortable for your knees, just grab a blanket or something or a pillow and you can put your knees on there. Just make sure that your hips stay stacked over your knees. You're going to take your hands to your hips, gently push your hips forward. So you should feel your quads totally engaged. And then you can pull back with your toes. So you've got this opposite action that your legs are totally engaged to keep your back healthy and happy. I know, I said healthy twice. You want to be twice as healthy as you are happy because that'll make you extra happy. I'm just bullshitting. All right, inhale, lift your hearts. pull your elbows closer towards each other, and then exhale, lean back. So again, if your hips go back or if they go too far forward, you're gonna stack them right over your knees. Feel the front of your core engaged. Take 2 Sitali breaths here in your camel pose. Feel most of the engagement in your legs. 1 more breath in through your mouth. Exhale through nose. Then inhale, stack shoulders over hips. Exhale, plant your palms down, and then you're gonna circle through your hips. And circle the other way. Okay, then thread the needle. Inhale, lift your left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, thread your left hand under your right armpit, lower all the way down to the floor. And then, just like I said last week, you can plant palms. You can take your right hand to your hip, to your low back, or to your left thigh, even up to the ceiling. Whatever feels better in your shoulders, and whatever feels more comfortable in your hips. 2 Sitali breaths here, your own pace. I like to keep my toes tucked, but you don't have to, you can untuck them. When you're ready, right palm plants next to your face. Inhale, open your left arm back up to the ceiling to twist. Exhale, plant it back down. Same thing other side. Inhale, right arm opens. Exhale, thread your right hand under your left armpit, lower all the way to the mat. Take a similar variation with your left arm. 2 Sitali breaths at your own pace. Left hand plants next to your face. Inhale, open your right arm back up to the ceiling. Exhale, lower it down. Untuck your toes if you kept them tucked. Hips to heels, forehead down, arms reach forward. 3 Sitali breaths in your child's pose. Inhale, come back up to table pose. Knees under hips. Shift your hips to one side, swing your legs out in front of you. Then you're just gonna lay down. So plant your feet to the mat, hips width apart. Pick up your right foot, cross it beneath your left knee. Flex your toes up. And then you're gonna reach for the back of your left thigh or the front of your left shin and pull your left thigh towards your ribs. And then if you want, you can sway side to side. If you want to straighten your left leg and go side to side, that's fine too. Basically anything that feels good on your back and your right hip. So I'm going to take like 3 to 5 Sitali breaths here. It's kind of whatever feels more natural to you. When you're done, let go of your left leg, undo your feet, plant your feet as wide as your mat, and then slowly swish your knees side to side. Then when you're ready for the other side, right foot plants down, cross your left ankle below your right knee, flex your left toes up, reach for the back of your right thigh or your right shin and pull your thigh towards you. So then same thing, you can straighten the leg, you can move the ankle, you can sway side to side. Take 3 to 5 Sitali breaths here. Release your right leg, undo your feet, feet as wide as a mat again. Gently switch your knees side to side. And then once your legs go over to the left, just kind of let them lay there for a couple seconds. Pausing. Slowly lift them back up, switch over to the right. Pause there for a couple seconds. Then gently lift your knees, pull them into your chest, lift your feet, reach for the outside edges of your feet, ankles, calves, or backs of knees. Pull your knees to your armpits. Move around in a way that feels good. Happy baby at Nanda Balasana. So some people like to take their feet together and then pull their feet towards themselves. If you want to straighten your one leg, bend the other knee, basically anything that feels good on your hips and your low back, do that. Let go of your feet, hover your knees over your chest. Inhale, open your arms to a cactus shape. Exhale, knees and legs lower over to the right. Shimmy yourself to comfort. And then take 2 Sitali breaths here. Inhale when you're ready, come back to center. Hug yourself in this time. If you want, you can lift your head towards your knees. Sway a little side to side. You're like, what's up? Then relax your head down. Inhale, reopen your arms. Exhale, drop legs left. Shimmy yourself to comfort. Take 2 Sitali breaths here. When you're ready, slowly roll to your back again. Hang on to your knees with your hands. Shimmy side to side. One last time. And then if your low back still feels a little crunchy, take your feet as wide as your mat and then let your knees knock together. So this can count as your Shavasana corpse pose. Arms can rest by your sides. Hands can be on your belly, overhead. If your back feels fine, you can straighten your legs to the top or bottom corner of your mat. Close your eyes. Soften all of the muscles in your face. Relax your jaw. Just let your breath be free and natural. Let your body melt into the floor. And just let yourself completely relax. If your mind is busy or you have a lot of thoughts or distractions coming up, every time you breathe in, just think, I am inhaling. And every time you breathe out, think, I am exhaling. And allow your breath to be the forefront of what your mind is focused on. And whatever you're thinking about or whatever is distracting you, just do your best to let that fade into the background. You're not going to make it stop. You're not going to try and push it away. But you're also not going to try and engage with it. You're just going to let yourself be here in the moment by focusing on your in-breaths and your out-breaths. And anytime you might notice that you've forgotten about your breath or you've brought more attention back to your thoughts, just switch it back to your breath. Super gently, just think, I am inhaling and I am exhaling. And then if you want to stay here longer, you can just forget about the internet and maybe turn it off or just leave it there. Just fall asleep if you like. If you need to transition out of Shavasana, you're going to start with 3 Sitali breaths. So curl the tongue, inhale through your mouth. Exhale through your nose. Do that 2 more times at your own pace. Then when you're ready, start to move your fingers and your toes, move wrists and ankles, maybe turn your head gently side to side. And then any natural movements that feel good to you, like an overhead stretch or a full body stretch or pulling your knees into your chest. Move around in a way that feels good on your back, just gently waking up your skin, your joints, again, your muscles, again. Either roll to one side or you can rock forward and back on your spine to come up to seated. And then either halfway or reclose your eyes completely. Take your hands to your heart, maybe thumbs touch your chest. And just thank yourself for taking this hour to do some yoga, to learn something new, to laugh at my terrible jokes or my swearing or my beer drinking, whatever. As long as it makes you happy and it opens your heart a little bit, you've done something that's good for you today. So the light in me honors the same light in you. Thanks for joining. Namaste.